Hello and welcome to the D20 Future Show. I am, as always, your host and your GM, Richard. Your episodely reminder that we are also run a live stream every other week on Twitch. I'm waiting for absolutely definitely final confirmation, but I am hoping to have a live interview with someone from Green Ronin to talk about The Expanse RPG and to talk about adventure writing on Wednesday, the 1st of September at 6:30 p.m. BST. It should be something really worth tuning in for, particularly if you're a fan of The Expanse or like writing adventures, so do look out for that. You can, of course, follow us on twitch.tv/D20 Future Show, and then you'll get a notification when we go live. Our Actual Play UK trailer this week comes from friend of the show Fiona and her show, The DM's Book Club.
Do you like a good book? Do you like Dungeons and Dragons? Fancy combining them? Us too. Come join me, Fiona, and my good friend Ryan for the DM's Book Club, a weekly podcast where we read about some Dungeons and Dragons and discuss how we might include it in our role-playing campaigns. We're on Twitter at the DM's Book Club, and we've got an email too, thedmsbookclub@gmail.com. The DM's Book Club, available wherever you listen to podcasts.
This is the final episode of this season of our superhero adventure. Over the next few months, we'll be travelling around the solar system in an adventure using the Expanse RPG. Don't worry, Roland, Brian, Nick, Freddie and Nathaniel will be back, and they'll still be trying to find out what Project Alpha is. Foreshadow, foreshadow, foreshadow. But, with Roland currently dying, the chairman dead, and a mystery to solve, it's time to say, previously, on the D20 Future Show.
Hi, I'm Alex. I play Freddie Jones, a scientist who works for British Nuclear Fuels. My superpower is making stuff, conjuration.
I am George. I am playing Roland Lyle, one of two twins. Roland is the more fun-loving of the two and is a professional race car driver, and his superpower is pyrokinesis.
Hi, I'm Alid. I play Brian Lyle, who is the better half of the Lyle twins, the more sensible half. I own a car repair shop in Failsworth, and I'm a mechanic, and my superpower is the ability to control and conjure water.
I'm Adam. I play Nicole Hancock. She has a dog and a horse, apparently. I forgot about the horse. And her superpowers are sort of mind telepathic stuff.
I'm Richard, and you've already heard me introduce myself at the beginning of the episode.
So I rolled a 1.
Oh.
Okay, I mean, I'll level with you. The DC's 20,
Cool.
so so on your next turn you will drop to -2. However, Freddie, you can attempt to treat injury. Well, if I hadn't told you that Roland was going to be back in the next season, there'd be some palpable tension here. But let's find out what happens.
I will attempt to treat injury.
Go for it.
What's the DC?
15.
I definitely hit that. I beat it on the dice alone, and I have a positive modifier.
You stretch down and you put him in the recovery position, and you manage to stabilise your dying friend. He is unconscious, but he is not going to die.
Okay.
It's a step up from dying.
Does that reset his hit points to 0 or to 1?
Yeah, so his hit points are 0.
0, okay. Can we treat injury again, or...?
No. That's it. He is now, until he has had some time to rest, unconscious.
Okay. Let's get him out of here.
The only other feature of the room that now becomes clear, now you're not in the middle of a fight, is that there is a set of stairs leading up the back of this room.
Do I know what's up there from my memories?
Nick, because you know the layout, you get the feeling that this is the way out.
Guys, the way out. Do you not see it has a green exit sign? It's a fire exit. I don't know why we didn't notice this before.
The phone rings.
Ooh.
It goes in a, let's face it, uncanny impression of a ringing phone.
I answer the phone. Ooh. And I put it on speaker.
Ooh.
Is there a speaker?
What's news of the Frank? Has the memory problems been fixed this time?
The Frank went wild. Went rogue.
Who is this?
This is
Chairman's
the chairman.
dad.
Roll me a bluff check, because you are a little girl.
Okay. You've got to go for it, haven't you? I'm using an action point, by the way, because this will be funny, and I want Richard to not be honest. Okay. Even with that, that's not too bad. That's a 14. Doesn't feel like enough, but...
This is not the chairman. Who are you?
Who are you?
The phone line goes dead.
Guys, let's leave.
Handled that well.
Yep, let's go. I just pick up Roland and
Can we, set Frank on fire before we go?
put him
Or
over
someone
my
else.
shoulder.
Just set them all on fire.
If only you had someone who had fire-based Oh, never mind.
I have finger of... I mean, it's quite specific. It doesn't...
Finger of fire. It's very specific in the rules that you could do finger of fire into the perfect set petrol-soaked pieces of wood, dry wood, and it still wouldn't set a fire.
Does no one just have a lighter? No one smoke.
None of you smoke.
I mean, this is the future.
I mean, Roland might start, given what's happened today.
When it comes to.
When it comes to...
That's Scarpa, then.
I mean, I have a burner phone, but that's not going to actually burn anything, is it?
Just chuck that in and see what happens.
Yes.
Wrong kind of burn.
Are we Scarpa in then?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
You Scarpa. You make your way back to the car park where Nick's bike and Roland's car are, and
Good.
that's right. You came in just a car and a bike. Is that right?
I think so.
That sounds right. And you drive home.
How beaten up are we all?
Pretty.
I'm
Fair.
fine.
Well, I'm on 0.
I'm on 6.
I'm fine. Didn't take a no one touched me.
Okay, I've taken a fair
don't
hit,
think.
but I'm still on over half. I'm just thinking of
Right.
how quickly we're going to recover. This was Friday night, wasn't it? Because we didn't want to do it with the
Yeah, because you didn't want to go on Saturday
with
the Manchester Guardian.
Manny G. Okay, so we've got a few days to recover over the weekend.
Okay, so what do you do on Saturday?
Well, do I know where Manny G lives?
No,
Okay.
you don't. All you know is that when he's got his hood off, you don't recognise him either.
I was going to tease him and
Didn't
be
he
like...
take his hood off? He took his hood off. In
Yeah, he
front
took
of
his
us.
hood off and you didn't recognise him.
So, would we recognise him
So
now?
he's a guy you don't know who he is. If you were to see him again, yes,
Yeah. Okay.
maybe. If you were paying attention. You know what? Sometimes you see people out of context and you don't recognise them even when you know who they are.
Yeah, this is true.
And you've seen him, for 3 or 4 seconds as he was like, this is what I really look like. Boom. Boom. I mean, is it fair to say that you spend some of Saturday in Crazy Dave's bar?
I mean, I'm thinking most of Saturday is going to be spent in bed, but maybe the evening. Trying my best to just recover hit points.
So, as you are gathering, still abusing the kindness of Crazy Dave, sat in the bar in the Northern Quarter, Roland's phone rings. It goes diddly-doo, diddly-doo, diddly-doo-doo.
Is Roland conscious at this point?
Yeah, Roland's good. Yeah,
Oh,
so this
sure,
is like
great.
the next day.
Okay, great.
You shouldn't get into any bar fights,
Sure.
but you are.
Yeah.
You're conscious. You don't feel good.
But most of your damage was psychic.
Because there's no actual wound, because the damage was psychic.
Yeah.
Just everything hurts and feels wrong.
Sure.
Got like a wicked hangover.
Sure.
The
Yeah,
worst hangover
like the
ever.
worst hangover you've ever had,
Yeah.
but in your bones
Gotcha.
and in your brain.
I will answer my phone.
The phone, it says, of course, Manny G on it, because that is what Roland would have typed into it.
That's his name. I don't see what the problem is.
Roland.
Guys, where are you? Says the Manchester Guardian. Where are you? Because this is how he talks. I remember.
Oh, we're Crazy Dave's. You know the place.
But you're supposed to be here with me.
Yeah. Change of plan.
Wait. There's... And you hear kind of the sound of shutters being torn away. There's nothing here.
Yeah. We
That lunatic. He must have been wrong. It's just a solid concrete wall behind here.
I'm sorry, what?
Is he on speakerphone?
I put him on speakerphone.
Wait, a solid concrete wall behind a set of shutters?
Yeah, I've just taken these shutters down. Where your friend? I don't know. The guy said there should be the society's facility here, but there isn't. There's just a wall.
So there's a shutter in front of a wall. That sounds a bit suspicious.
I know. That sounds wrong.
Break down the wall. Headbutt it.
At hearing
See
the
what
sound
happens.
break down the wall, he punches at the wall.
Great news.
You hear,
Ow!
What happened?
Wait.
and then another crunching sound.
No, wait. This concrete seems fresh, but
And then you hear the sound you recognise as his eye beams tearing through the concrete.
it's all concrete.
Keep trying.
Doesn't matter how far I go.
You'll get there.
So
I
they've
believe in you.
concreted over it, just as we've discovered that this place exists.
What do you mean this place exists?
Well, it's clearly...
There's nothing here.
Oh yeah,
I'll
we
say
killed
to-
them all. Yeah, it's fine.
I'll say to Manny G, okay, right, you could be in danger. You need to come find us right now.
Okay.
And he hangs up.
Okay.
So where are we going next, guys?
I mean, I feel like this is a conversation we should have in person with Manny G. If that place is being watched, it could be trouble.
So, some half an hour later, a guy wearing a leather jacket and jeans comes in with one of his fists is really busted up.
Is this the Manchester Guardian that I probably would have tried to make a note of what he looked like?
And you recognise this guy as the guy that you thought you saw really briefly.
Because I'd be looking out for him now.
You're expecting to see the Manchester Guardian, but this is not him. But then, as you kind of start to put it together and you see his build, because he's 6'6".
I wave at him as he comes in.
He comes over, as I say, his hand looks like he's been punching a concrete wall. And he kind of looks round at Nick and then at the rest of you, and he's like, all right, so, you said you wanted to talk in person?
The chairman's dead.
What?
I'm just going straight out with it. Chairman's dead, Neil's dead, Frank's dead.
Who are Neil and Frank? Who's the
Neil
chairman?
was a
What's going on?
scientist. He didn't last long, he was very squishy. And
Yeah. You didn't interview him much.
no. And Frank, has he met a Frank? I don't actually know.
Yes, he's fought two Franks.
Yeah,
one with us and one with... And one on his own.
You've fought a Frank before, so you know what a Frank is. Come on, Manny G.
Oh, you mean the
Do you have a normal human name? I don't think we ever asked. Do you have a human name?
Yes, I'm Steve.
There we
he
go.
says.
That's better. Steve.
Is he
You
called
fought a
Steve?
Frank
Sorry, who's-
before.
Who's Manny?
You.
What?
You are. You're Manny G.
I'm either Steve or, and then he whispers, the Manchester Guardian.
Manny
Yeah,
G.
Manny G.
I know.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
You don't really have a say in it, I'm afraid. It's out of your hands. Yeah, you fought a Frank before. You know what a Frank is? The big thing.
Oh, the big thing.
Big thing,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we killed him. He was bald. He was in a wheelchair. We killed him as well.
Bald? That doesn't sound
Get
right.
the wrong guy.
Well, it was. You weren't there. You don't know.
Roll me a bluff check.
I mean, it's completely irrelevant, but okay. Oh, that's a 1. All right, maybe you had hair. All right, fair enough. Maybe you had hair.
Why would
All
you
right.
lie about his hair? What?
I'm just being facetious.
Okay.
I'm fumfering.
I actually explain what happened to the Manchester Guardian.
Okay, as you explain that when you got there, you found the chairman. Do you explain about Project Gamma?
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
I
for
feel
it.
like we tell him everything.
I want to do one more bluff, though.
Okay.
That Nick had a vision that we had to go there that night.
Okay.
So that it sounds like we
Fair
didn't
enough.
try and leave him out.
Can I just kind of nod along to be like, yeah, that sounds right.
Roll me a bluff check.
21.
Oh,
Okay. The visionary. And he turns to you. That's part of your gift, right?
yes.
I see. Okay.
Steve.
Steve, yes, it's my name. Listen up. Can I get a drink?
Yeah, go to the bar and order one.
Well, have you got some money? It's not free.
Okay,
it's a
back in a
business
minute.
here.
He goes back and orders a drink. Comes back again.
Did you not get us any? I mean, come on. Common courtesy, bears around, come on.
Sorry, guys. And then he goes back, and you see him pay for a round of drinks.
Can I just give...
which he brings over on a tray.
Is it Crazy Dave, or which one is it that owns the bar?
Crazy Dave owns the
Can I
bar.
just give him like a little, like... have a little sort of,
Crazy
"You're
Dave
welcome."
looks confused. He was like,
It's fine, but...
Crazy Dave, realising that there is literally no incentive for him to question that, quickly puts the money in the cash register. Okay, Steve comes back and hands you each a pint. Of course, yours is a slimline tonic and gin.
That's fine, yeah, no problem.
Nick.
That's fine. You know what
And
I
he
like?
says-
You remembered.
I do. I can't remember if we've established in the story that Steve knows that, but for some reason he does. Maybe he's just a misogynist and assumes that you drink gin and tonic.
Maybe. But I like it.
It turns out he's right. It's okay. He sits down, passes out the drinks, and says, "So, the head of the society was the chairman.
Yes,
We
he
believe
was in
so.
a wheelchair. It's quite a good
And
pun,
he had
actually.
hair,"
Yes, he did.
says Steve. I hadn't even thought of that. In a chair.
It's a
That's
good pun. It's really good.
a bit on the nose.
I liked it.
Okay. I'm not really sure why we've gone down this strange avenue of conversation. So, the society was headed up by the chairman, and you killed him.
That's basically it.
Well, we tried to question him, but he kept attacking us
then
with
he tried
mental
to kill us.
powers
Yeah.
and nearly killed Roland. So
I had it covered.
we
It was fine.
Oh,
we
Roland,
were
roll a bluff check.
we were forced. He forced our hand, really.
That's a 8 for my bluff check.
Yeah, he gives you a look as if to say, "Sure you did." So that's it. That's the end of the society.
Well, clearly not, because because we had a phone call at the end, which Nick answered and tried to claim to be the chairman on.
I nailed it.
Yeah,
I completely convinced him.
You convinced the person on the other end that
I was a grown man. Yeah, I know.
that you were a man. Yeah.
I know I did.
That
I don't know
honestly
why you're
happened.
repeating that.
I'm just being as sarcastic as I possibly can with this.
And what information did you get out of whoever this person ringing was?
Well, he hung up pretty much immediately.
Yeah, not a lot.
As soon
more.
as he realised that Nick wasn't the chairman.
He knows that
Right,
much,
I was
that
going to
the
say,
chairman
it
is a
doesn't
man.
sound like you fooled him.
Yeah.
We know that there was a problem with the Franks.
There's a problem with the Franks. They've got bad memories, but to be honest, I don't think that's our problem, really.
Their memories is the least of their problems.
That's about all we got from him. He sounded German. The person on the phone either put on an accent or was some sort of Middle European.
Yeah, sort of Scandinavian,
Yeah.
but I didn't necessarily nail it at the
Yeah,
time.
it's fine. Middle European sort of thing.
Scandinavian.
Nick's
Scandinavian.
knowledge
Maybe.
would Nick's knowledge would probably, or might have only been that good. You never know.
As in a bit like...
A bit Swedish, maybe.
Perhaps Finnish.
Was it Alpha Gunderson, whatever his name was?
Oscar.
Yeah, sure.
Finnish. Was it a
we
Finnish?
are aware that he is involved in the society in some way, shape, or form. It could have been Oscar Gunderson.
So you think this is something to do with Project Beta, do you?
Could be.
Either that or this
What?
Project Gamma that they're talking about.
Or Project
Was it?
Alpha.
I think so.
Foreshadow.
I think Gamma was the Franks, wasn't it? Alan, what do your notes say?
I don't know. You all have access to them. You all have a... Project Alpha, question mark. Project Beta was Mega
Question mark.
Arachnids. I don't have a project.
Project Gamma is creating Fat Franks.
I thought the Gamma was the Franks.
Yeah.
And
there
then
we
you
go.
also mentioned Alex.
Yeah, but
Delta, was it? Project Delta, so what's that about?
I made that up. I made
Add a
that
question
up.
mark for that as well, Alan. Project Delta question.
Literally no
literally
one has mentioned
made that
Project
up.
Delta at this point.
I literally made
You
that
never
up
know.
to fool the guards.
There's no smoke without fire.
It's possible that Nick is also confused.
Yeah.
Right, well, whatever was there, any information we could have got is gone now.
You're welcome.
It looks that way, unfortunately.
Right, well, I guess we just wait for whatever their next move is, whoever they are.
Unless you want to go to Sweden, was it? Or Norway? And question
Finland.
Oscar Gunderson.
Finland.
Finland.
I thought he was Swedish. Why do I think he's Swedish? Am I just thinking of IKEA? Am I just being racist?
I think you might. I've got notes here, hang on. Because it's been a long time since we've had to think about Oscar Gunderson.
I mean, in Alad's notes, it just says owner of Evolve Attack.
No, it says
Doesn't
more
have
than
any-
that.
He is...
It says
Oscar
owner
Gunderson.
CEO, finish in the UK.
Oh.
There
Where's
you
that?
go.
That's
I mean,
second-
let's not be surprised
Oh,
that
yeah.
Alan's notes are more complete than mine.
No, sorry, you've got two different notes on him. You've got that one there,
Yes,
and you've also got one lower down on non-player characters, which doesn't have that information.
Well,
on.
Anybody can edit them and put what the information is correctly in the right place.
I mean, I'll be brutally honest with you, I can't because I don't know how to. I feel like I'm innocent in this whole thing because I just don't know how to.
All right, I'll put it in.
So,
Finish. UK.
Swedish.
he is finished. I think going to Finland is it's a big country. To try and find one man that we... what would you say to him?
Especially when he's in the UK, I think we'll struggle to find him in Finland.
Also a good
I don't mind
point.
a holiday to Finland. I mean, sounds alright to me. Do a bit of skiing.
Okay, it seems to me like you haven't got a good idea of what your next step in the plan is.
No.
No, we
What made you think of that?
successfully buried our only lead in concrete unintentionally.
Yeah,
We
you
didn't
encase
do
it
that.
in concrete,
We
yes.
did it.
Where do our heroes go next? Was that Oscar Gunderson on the phone? And what is Project Alpha? Foreshadow. Find out in a few months' time when we will return to the D20 Future Show Superhero Adventure. If you make sexist assumptions that are correct, you get away with it that one time.
I mean, if it's true, then
If I've learnt one thing as a married man, then I haven't been paying attention. I've been married for ages.